Dexter Morgan, the guy known for taking out some of the most deadliest serial killers, the Bay Harbor Butcher. You know the nickname and you know what he did. He dismembered his victims, bagged the bloody pieces in hefties, and tossed them into Bay. So, which one of these fictional serial killers could Dexter Morgan get on his table? What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. So today in this video we will be ranking killers by their chances of surviving Dexter. Somebody left a comment with this video idea under my comment section. I was like, wait, this is actually a pretty good idea. So this is how the tier list is gonna work. In Dexter's dreams, basically being like, yeah right, Dexter could never get this guy on his table. Difficult, but he could do it. Self-explanatory. 50-50 basically means like he could do it, but he also probably couldn't. Like he either dies trying or he successfully pulls it off. Light work, no reaction, that means bro, Dexter won't even blink an eye. It's that easy. And are you serious? This is gonna be like, bro, is this like a joke? Why is he even on the tier list? So boom, we're starting off with a bang. Patrick Bateman. Now this one is light work with no reaction.
Light work, no reaction.
Patrick Bateman is a very clumsy killer. And by the way, we're going based off the movie, not the books at all. And the movie is up for the viewer's interpretation. Did he actually kill those people or did he not? Was it all in his head, etc, etc? But for this video, we're just gonna say he did kill all those random people. I mean, there was a scene where he literally just killed a homeless guy in an alley in public where people could see. Like, Patrick Bateman literally just kills to kill without any regard. He doesn't care about any planning, about having any skills. He just does. And that's basically what will make him an easy victim for Dexter. All Dexter would literally have to do is just wait inside of his apartment when he comes back and then boom. I mean, like, come on. Joe Goldberg. Actually, we're gonna change up 50-50. He can do it, but it'll take a little effort. There we go. Because Joe Goldberg isn't that dumb. He's not as dumb as Patrick Bateman. He's more methodical. He plans out his kills. He knows how to cover his tracks. He knows how to stalk people. He's very stealthy. So I mean, yes, Dexter could obviously get him on his table. I mean, he's another victim to Dexter, 100%, no doubt. But it would take just, you know, a little bit of time. If I had to put this in a Dexter explanation, Joe Goldberg would probably be let's say a couple episodes side plot character that Dexter kills off. But for Patrick Bateman, yeah, bro's basically just like a one scene kill off. Barry Berkman. Now, in one of my shorts, I said that Barry could kill Dexter and Barry would win in a fight. I still stand by that. But also he could be difficult. Barry is very, and I mean very skilled. I mean, he was military trained. If you've ever watched just like any scene where he has a gun in his hand, bro, he completely like turns into an animal. He's fierce, bro. He's like the comedic John Wick, but nowhere near John Wick level.
Have you killed Taylor yet? You don't have the stones to do it. You better tell him to keep his fucking mouth shut or you'll stick a bayonet up his ass.
Let's do, but could maybe do it. There we go. Let's change that around. But I still think Barry wins 60% of the time. Gus Fring. Now, Gus Fring is also difficult, but Barry is over him. Gus Fring has one weakness, and his weakness is losing control. Because as we all know, Gus throughout Breaking Bad was an entire control freak. And Dexter, he knows how to make everything fall into his lap. He knows how to take control over the situation. We've seen it with James Dokes. We've seen it with Isaac Serco. He knows how to break down men that are very methodical, and the ball is always in his court when he goes up against these types of people. But I think in order to kill Gus, he would be a season-long kill. Sam and Dean Winchester. Now, let me say this. Yes, Sam and Dean are good people. Very good people, actually. They help out a lot of people. The thing is that Dexter wouldn't know that, because Dexter would only see what's public record of Sam and Dean Winchester, that they're wanted for murder and they're wanted by the FBI. He would be like, wait, these guys are criminals. You know, that would be the reason that Dexter would go after them. But then if Dexter ever actually went after them, Sam and Dean would be like, yo, wait, actually, you know, we didn't do that. We just hunt supernatural creatures. And then they would prove that the supernatural creatures are real. This is in Dexter's dreams. Now, if Dexter even kills them, they would just be brung back to life the next day. I mean, not even the next day, the next hour. These guys never die. And they also have God on their side. Jack technically turned into God in the last season. So, I mean, like, yeah, they have God on their side, and also they have Castiel. They have so much powerful friends, and also their father served in the Marines and he passed down all of his knowledge, skills, and combat to his boys. And then plus they had more experience hunting down literal creatures that aren't even real humans. So I mean, just them by themselves, bro, Dexter is not taking them down. Leatherface is kind of Little Chino, but on steroids. Leatherface is what, 6'8", 280 pounds or something? I mean, yeah, he's bigger than Lil Chino in weight, but Leatherface is a human. He just has a mental illness. I think so. There's something wrong with him mentally. I don't know the full lore, but yeah, Leatherface is a very hard opponent. But I think this would be easier than expected. Only solely because, yes, Leatherface is a complete maniac with a chainsaw, and it's very hard to take down. I don't even think Dexter could take this guy on one-on-one just because of Leatherface's crazy brute strength. I don't even think tranquilizers would bring this guy down. Like, it's gonna take some, you know what I'm saying? But I think he can do it with enough planning, because Leatherface, as we all know, he's not that smart and can easily be outsmarted. I'll just put him here, but I'll put him over Gus. Hannibal Lecter. Come on. Actually, yeah, no. Come on, Hannibal Lecter. Did you see the ending of season 2 in Hannibal? I mean, bro, completely 1v5 people with guns and the FBI. The only reason he got caught in the TV series is because he wanted to be caught. Even in hand-to-hand combat, Hannibal Lecter was also trained in samurai. I mean, come on. This guy is crazy. He's bonkers. But I'll put him below Sam and Dean Winchester. Art the Clown. Now, I know I made a video on this saying that Art the Clown would win, but that was him when he was a demon. But for this, we're just gonna say he's human. And before you guys comment, yes, I know in Terrifier 1, he did come back to life at the end. Yes, that's when he became a demon at the very end. But everything leading up to the ending, he was a human. I feel like, yes, he can easily take down Art the Clown. The Penguin, Oswald Cobblepot. We're gonna put him at difficult, but maybe could do it. Or we're gonna put him above Barry. Actually, I want to put Barry right there. There we go, that works. The reason is because the Penguin has so many resources at his disposal, not even just talking about the TV show, just him in general. It would be very hard to even get near him. Schoolboy 9, come on. You know, this is why I made that tier. You know what I'm saying? This is why I made that tier, bro. I mean, like, it won't even be an episode. It'd probably be like it would be a Vine. You know what I'm saying? It'd be a 6-second clip. John Wick. Yep, put him right there. Yep, don't even have to say anything. Jeffrey Dahmer. Light work, no reaction. Dexter would just stalk him. Knows when he gets back to his apartment. Sneak in his apartment. Wait for him in his apartment. Boom, GG. This is my tier list. I know I probably should have added a little bit more characters, but yeah, what do you guys think? I think this is a solid tier list. I mean, come on. What is going on, guys, and welcome back to part 2 on ranking these popular killers on their chance of surviving Dexter. Now, let me just explain the tiers one more time for you guys. So the first tier is Dexter could never. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory. If I put a character in this tier, that means, yo, Dexter has no chance of ever getting this guy on his table, and most likely that killer could easily evade Dexter or actually kill Dexter, either or. It's very unlikely, but possible. This means Dexter could get them on his table, but it would be pretty hard and near impossible. It'll take some time, basically saying, yeah, Dexter could get him on his table. Like, if I had to put it in Dexter terms, it's basically it'll take a couple episodes for Dexter to kill them. And on his table, 100%. This is easy peasy. This is a 1-episode kill. No doubt about it. And too easy, lol. I mean, come on. Starting off, we have Ghostface. Now with Ghostface, it's kind of hard because Ghostface isn't just one person, it's a lot of people. But for this, let's just say this is Billy and Stu. It's a 2v1. We're gonna give Ghostface a little bit more of an advantage. Now, could Billy and Stu defeat Dexter? Now, a 2v1 for Dexter, I mean, even anybody, a 2v1 is pretty hard, especially when it's 2 killers and not just 2 normal people. But I'm gonna say it'll take some time if it's Billy and Stu. If it's just Billy by himself and Stu by himself, it'll be on his table 100%. But since it's 2 people, and we're talking about 2 people in Scream 1, it's going to take some time. Yeah, Dexter maybe could take them on 2 versus 1 because Dexter's a very skilled fighter, and I don't think Stu and Billy have really any combat experience. So yeah, it'll take some time, but I feel like he can definitely get Stu and Billy on his table. I feel like he would have 2 tables for them actually. He would put Billy on one side and Stu on the other. William Afton. Now this one is very tricky because William Afton has 2 forms, Springtrap and his human form. Now, if William Afton is Springtrap, then I mean, Dexter could never, let's be honest. I mean, Springtrap is not even a human. He's a possessed animatronic with insane strength. There's no way Dexter is even going to get near. Well, I mean, he could definitely get near Springtrap if he wanted to, but he would get, destroyed. So yeah, if it's Springtrap, then no, he cannot get him on his table at all. I mean, he would just be he's literally supernatural. Come on. If it's William Afton, I would say it's very unlikely but possible, just because William Afton is like this insane guy, like nobody even knows what he looks like. He's never been captured. It's going to be very hard for Dexter to get him if he has no idea what he looks like. And yes, the Five Nights at Freddy's movie shows William Afton's face, but I'm talking about the video game version. Just for this, I'm going to put him at Dexter Could Never. Dexter Morgan. Now, I made a short about this, basically saying, yo, if Dexter was put in Arthur's world, then Dexter cannot get him at all. But if Arthur was put in Dexter's world, then Dexter could get him easily. Because it's kind of hard. Because Red Dead is set in what, the 1800s or early 1900s? I don't really remember. And Dexter's set in what, like 2013, 2008? I'm not 100% sure, but the time differences are drastic. It would be hard for Arthur to survive in Dexter's world, and it would be hard for Dexter to survive in Arthur's. So that's why it's situational. I'm gonna have to put him under William Afton. I don't know. Let's make a tier. We'll just put a situation. Okay, yeah, we'll put him in a situation tier but then again, situation doesn't mean it's higher than in Dexter's Dream. I just have this here because he could be here, but he could also be here. So that's why we're gonna put him in the situation tab, if that makes any sense. And the situation tab is only for these two, the top tier. Now, Light. He's above William Afton 100%. Bro, Light has the literal Death Note. I mean, come on. Do I even have to explain myself? Light is someone that you do not want to mess with. All he has to do is see your face, write down your name in his book, and GG, bruh. Like, GG. And even L, who's way smarter than Dexter, couldn't even prove that Light was Kira. So, John Kramer. I also made a short about this, but I want to say something that's different from the short I made about this. John Kramer just by himself, not even like with the traps and everything, bro has brain cancer. He's basically hospital bound. If Dexter ever saw him on the street, which I mean, yeah, it'd be very unlikely to see John Kramer on the street, right? But if John Kramer didn't know anything about Dexter, and Dexter knew everything about John Kramer, it would be over for John Kramer. If John Kramer got Dexter in his trap, I think it would be wraps for Dexter. But then again, you guys can argue, bro, random people got out of John Kramer's traps. Why couldn't Dexter? And yeah, you're right, that's correct. I mean, and they're also kind of lucky. To survive the game, you kind of have to get lucky. Let's be real. So this one is also situational. Or actually, I'm just gonna put him here. In Dexter's Dreams, I don't think so. It's gonna be hard. Michael Myers. Actually, this is a hard one. Do I even put him over Light? Actually, no, I don't put him over Light. Oh, actually, this is hard because Michael Myers is also supernatural and can't die, and you know what I'm saying? But he can be hurt. If you shoot him, he goes down, he gets stunned, but then he comes back up. Like, he never really dies. Yes, all these new Halloween movies always end up with him, quote unquote, dead. But then again, he always comes back to life. Nah, I feel like I would put Light over Michael Myers just because Light could just easily write his name. Michael actually has to put in some work, but then again, Michael has this brute strength and he's crazy and he's a supernatural being. It's either this or that or that. I'm gonna just keep it like that. You know what I'm saying? Actually, we're gonna skip Anton and go to Jack the Ripper. Now, on his table, 100%. Bro, Jack the Ripper back in 1800. Okay, well then I have to be also situational again with this too, because I compared Arthur Morgan's world to Dexter's world. Yeah, he never got caught. Yeah, we have no idea what he looks like. Okay, if you put Dexter back in the 1800s, I feel like you could easily find out who Jack the Ripper is, just solely because of how smart Dexter is. Actually, we can't put him on his table 100%. It would have to be, it'll take some time because we also have to take into consideration that, you know, he was never found. But situationally speaking, if you put Dexter back in the 1800s with, like, yes, he doesn't have the modern technology he has now, but he still keeps all his feats, all his attributes, all his smarts. Yes, he could get him 100%. I feel like he could. John Doe from Seven. I'm gonna put him below John Kramer. Now, I watched Seven. It's a great movie. Bro, the ending, mind blown. Also, Brad Pitt's performance, amazing, and obviously Morgan Freeman, the GOAT, great performance. It's an A+ movie. Actually, freak that. It's an S-tier plus movie. If you guys have never seen it, I need you guys to go see it. Dexter has caught people who have evaded the FBI for decades. Example, the Trinity Killer. In season 4, when Lundy came back to Miami because he was investigating the Trinity Killer and he thought that Trinity Killer would be back in Miami, Lundy's been on that case for decades, and he even was retired, right, in season 4, and then he came back and he was like, wait, this is just personal vendetta or something like that. I'm not 100% sure. Also, a great agent, right? He's an FBI rock star. Even James Oakes called him a rock star. He's cracked insane cases. If Frank Lundy couldn't catch the Trinity Killer, but Dexter could, bro, Dexter could catch John Doe. That's not even an argument. If Dexter can catch the Trinity Killer, he can catch John Doe. Let's be real. And actually, it's funny because we're literally not going to use these 2 tiers at all. Like, I probably should have added more people. Anton. I made a short about this saying Anton would easily destroy Dexter, and I stand by that. I mean, if you ever watched his movie, No Country for Old Men, dude's like Michael Myers, but in human form. He's pure evil. If Dexter wanted to kill Anton, he would have to drop everything. Drop Harrison, drop his job, and go straight after him. Because Anton, he doesn't care about getting caught. He doesn't care about anything. He doesn't care about collateral damage. He will do anything to kill Dexter. For all we know, he would just wait outside of Miami PD. Wait till Dexter walks out and just shoot him. He doesn't care if he gets caught. If he couldn't kill Dexter, then he would go for Harrison. He would go for Astor and Cody. Bro, Anton does not stop until he's satisfied. He doesn't care at all. So yes, Dexter could be Anton, but he would have to give up everything to do that. He would basically have to go barbarian mode. And Dexter can't do that. He has things that he has to live for. He can't get caught. That's his code. Rule number 1, you can't get caught. And he's not going to throw that all away just to kill Anton. Walter White. Made a short about this and I said Dexter could get Walter White, but this is also a situational. And I'll put him below Arthur. Dude, Arthur has so much more feats than Walter. And as I said again before, situation tier means he's either in It's Very Unlikely or in Dexter's Dreams. And I would have to, being honest, I would have to put him here. But like above John Doe. But I'll still put him in situational. So yeah, this is my tier list. Is it a W or L? Let me know. And also, I just want to say thank you guys for everything. I just recently got monetized on YouTube. I became a YouTube partner. It's like a big deal for me because I've always wanted to be a YouTube partner. I've always wanted to make money doing the things that I love, and I can't express this enough. Thank you guys for supporting and watching these videos. Even if you disagree with me or even if you agree with me, I still appreciate you guys commenting, liking the video, and even watching. It means the world to me. And I want to encourage all of you guys to chase your dreams, no matter what it is that you want to do, whether you want to be a doctor, a Twitch streamer, YouTuber, a nurse, whatever it is, whatever that you really want your reality to be, whether it's minimalism or not, that's your dream. And I encourage all of you guys to chase it. I feel like that's the purpose of life, to do what you want to do in life to make you truly happy. And I feel like everybody can chase their dreams. It really just takes time, and thank you guys. What is going on, my fellow chairs and tables, and welcome back to the channel. Now, a lot of people have been asking me, where is part 3 to ranking serial killers, their chances of surviving Dexter Morgan? It's crazy to think that just those 2 parts combined made over 1 million views. 2 million if you want to count the Dexter detective video. So without further ado, here's the long-awaited part 3. Now, just like the last 2, let me explain the tiers for you guys so you know where I'm going to rank these characters. Coming in at S tier is they'd kill Dexter, which means they'd kill Dexter. Season long kill, which means they'd be a main antagonist in the Dexter universe. Couple episode kill, which means they wouldn't be a main antagonist, but it would take Dexter some time to kill them. And 1 episode kill is, yeah, easy peasy. So coming in first, we have Light Yagami from Death Note. Now wait, before you guys say, wait, Light doesn't technically fit Dexter's code. Dexter only goes after criminals, people who kill people for no reason at all. And Light basically does the same thing that Dexter does. He kills criminals. But the thing is, Light did kill Elle, and Light also did kill an FBI agent, 2 innocent people. But then again, Dexter killed James Dokes. Well, he didn't directly kill James Dokes, but he kind of indirectly killed him because Lila found him and then she killed him. But still, since this is a hypothetical tier list, and what if, could Dexter Morgan actually get Light Yagami on his table if it ever came to it? And right off the bat, Light Yagami is very, and I mean very OP for one strict reason. Well, not the only reason why he's OP, but one reason that definitely helps him out the most is he has the literal Death Note, a supernatural book that literally kills people. But then again, you would have to say, Light Yagami would have to know Dexter's real name if he ever wanted to kill Dexter. So if you wrote down Dexter Morgan, that actually wouldn't kill Dexter. And if we're being honest, I feel like Light could easily figure out that Dexter is Dexter Moser. Because if normal characters from the Dexter universe can figure out that Dexter is Dexter Moser, let's be honest, Light can. So honestly, this isn't really much of a day at all. Light, in my opinion, I wouldn't say easily because, he would have to figure out Dexter's real name, and also just because Dexter isn't an idiot at all, and neither is Light. So honestly, it would be a very honorable battle, and honestly, I would actually love to see that happen. But yeah, in my opinion, I 100% have Light Yagami in the end inevitably killing Dexter Morgan. Next, we have Jack the Ripper. Now, at the time I'm recording this, they actually found out who Jack the Ripper was. Yeah, literally, you can look this up, which honestly amazed me. I got that information from TikTok, by the way. I was like, what? Jack the Ripper has been found? Well, not found because he died, 100 years ago or something like that. But honestly, it's pretty cool to know it's like a historical, event that happened. But honestly, in my opinion, I feel like Jack the Ripper would just be a 1 episode kill, to be honest. Now, yes, he was never caught back then, but to be honest, it was the 1800s. So, I mean, they don't really have that much, resources to go after people. Yeah, he was smart for his time, so he got away with it. But I feel like if you throw Dexter with all, the information that he has right now, just no technology, of course, I feel like he would just catch Jack the Ripper within 1 episode. Or if you throw Jack the Ripper in Dexter's timeline, still with all his skills, I feel like he just easily catches Jack the Ripper in 1 episode. Or honestly, to be honest, it could be a couple episode kill. I'll give him that. It could be a couple episode kill. Coming in next, we have Will Graham from the TV show Hannibal. Now, right off the bat, I would say this. Will Graham would 100% find out that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher. Because Will Graham found out that Hannibal was the Chesapeake Ripper. So I think he would 100% find out that Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher. Could he prove it to put him behind bars? No. Will it kinda help his chances of surviving Dexter, that he knows this information? Kinda and no. But it would help him in the fact that he's very intelligent. Will Graham can literally walk into a crime scene and recreate it with just his mind. He can be in the POV of a serial killer. But do I think that Will Graham could kill Dexter Morgan? And that, I don't think so. As I said, Will is 100% intelligent and could possibly go toe-to-toe with Dexter in a cat and a mouse game, but in the end, I think Dexter will just have the upper hand in combat, and also smarts. But I think this would be a 100% honorable battle. I think this would be a season-long kill. If not, it could potentially even be more of a season-long kill. And again, yes, Will Graham wouldn't fit Dexter's code, technically. And also, Will Graham is an FBI agent, so it wouldn't be very easy for Dexter to kill him as well. But given Dexter's track record for killing serial killers, popular or unknown, Dexter, as I already said, just takes the cake. But 100%, Will Graham is a season-long kill in a what-if scenario. Next, we have John Doe from 7. Now, John Doe kind of reminds me of Travis Marshall, or Travis Marshall kind of reminds me of John Doe, let me put it like that. And for the simple fact that they kill under the name of religion. John Doe killed in the 7 deadly sins, and Travis Marshall killed in the name of God. He thought the God was speaking to him. Well, inevitably he thought that he was carrying out God's will. And honestly, just because of that, John Doe would be a season-long antagonist. I even have John Doe over Travis Marshall in smarts, because although Travis Marshall is actually a pretty underrated villain in Dexter, John Doe just is way more meticulous and methodical in my opinion. Yes, he did get caught, but he low-key kind of just turned himself in. And he turned himself in because he wanted David Mills to be Wrath. So yeah, honestly, I would put John Doe in season long kill 110%. Next, we have Roman Bridger from Scream. Roman Bridger, in my opinion, is definitely the smartest Ghostface out of the entire series. He was kind of like a mastermind behind the early Scream movies. He was like pulling the strings. And also, Roman Bridger has the highest kill count out of every single Ghostface. And also, he did everything by himself. He didn't have an accomplice. He didn't have people killing with him. He is by no means very intelligent, and he's also pretty wealthy, I would assume, because he's a film director, so he kind of has a high status in the world. So it would kind of be hard for Dexter just to get him, right? Like Miguel Prado was a season-long antagonist because he did have money, and also Miguel was a public figure. Roman Bridger is a public figure as well. So honestly, from that logic itself, I feel like Roman Bridger would definitely be a season-long kill, but I would have to put Roman Bridger at the end of season-long kill, because to be honest, I have Will Graham and John Doe over Roman Bridger. Next, we have Buffalo Bill from The Silence of the Lambs. Now, this is from the Hannibal movie series, not the Hannibal TV show series, and Buffalo Bill is the main antagonist of that film as well. And Buffalo Bill, by all means, was definitely an odd character in my opinion, but just because he's an odd character doesn't mean that he's intelligent, because he was an intelligent serial killer, because he most definitely was an intelligent serial killer. I mean, he had the entire FBI send a manhunt to try to capture him. So yeah, this character 100% does mean business. So what he did was basically he kidnapped overweight women so he can remove their skin, and how he kidnapped these women is he was basically pretending that he was injured. Then when he pretended to be injured, he then knocked out the women that were trying to help him. So honestly, it's kind of a move if I'm being honest, but smart at the same time. But inevitably, I have Dexter winning in a hand-to-hand combat as well. I mean, Dexter literally beats 90% of this tier list in hand-to-hand combat. So the thing is, do I put Buffalo Bill in season-long kill? Because I already have so many characters in season-long kill. Would Buffalo Bill be a couple episode kill? Because then again, Buffalo Bill killed women. He specifically went after women. But then again, actually, it doesn't really matter what kind of people. Well, I mean, I guess it kind of does matter what kind of people you go after. Because in the end, it's all about not getting caught. But then again, Dexter isn't trying to just catch him and throw him in jail. He's trying to literally kill him. And to be honest, it's kind of known that Buffalo Bill is a killer. Since he was a kid, he killed his parents. Not his parents, his grandparents, excuse me. I'm sorry about that. So Dexter would already have an eye on Buffalo Bill. He'd be like, okay, so this guy killed people when he was younger, but Dexter wouldn't kill, younger people. And he would have it in the back of his mind. Okay, if Buffalo Bill becomes 18 and he does it again, then I would have to come and get him. So basically, it would save Dexter the trouble of finding out who Buffalo Bill is and proving that Buffalo Bill is a killer. This one is kind of hard. Honestly, I would put him in a couple episode kill, and I would put him over Jack the Ripper. Next, we have Red John from The Mentalist. Now, to be honest, Red John is basically even in skill with Hannibal, but honestly, in my opinion, I would have Hannibal a little bit over Red John. I would put Red John just a little below Hannibal Lecter, but they're still in the same bracket. Because Red John and Hannibal are both very alike, actually, like more alike than you would even think. For one, they're both geniuses. They're both master manipulators. They both made other people their scapegoats, and they even have similar respected jobs to help them further blend in. Like for instance, as we all know, Hannibal is a therapist and Red John is a sheriff. And I have Hannibal killing Dexter 9 times out of 10. So that would mean, essentially, I would have Red John killing Dexter 8 times out of 10. Because also, Patrick Jane finding out that Dexter is a Behar Butcher and even putting Dexter behind bar. And if I put Patrick Jane over Dexter, then I would have to put Red John essentially over Dexter. So I would put Red John in They'd Kill Dexter 110%. Next, we have Jack Reacher from Reacher. Now there's really no debate in this either. I have Jack Reacher going up on the top in They'd Kill Dexter. Another thing is, do I put Jack Reacher over Red John? Honestly, for my bias of Jack Reacher, and since it's my tier list, I'll put him over Red John. And next, we have Jeff the Killer from Creepypasta. This isn't even a TV show character or a movie character, but someone in my comment section and in my Discord server was like, yo, can you please do Jeff the Killer? And I was like, sure. And I read up about Jeff the Killer, and he's a 13-year-old guy who's basically a ripoff of Joker because he made himself smile permanently. He also beat up some bullies, which I guess is a pretty good feat. He's pretty skilled in hand-to-hand combat, but then he got burned by the bullies, and that's why his face looks like that. I've read that some say he's supernatural and kind of like Slenderman. Then I've read people say that he's a human. So honestly, I don't even know what to believe. There's just so much about Jeff the Killer. And since Jeff the Killer is 13, to be honest, I don't even think Dexter would even kill him. So honestly, we'll just put him as Jeffy Boy and leave you guys in the comments to decide whether he would be, I don't know, a season-long kill, or he would kill Dexter, or he would just be a 1-episode kill, because some say he's supernatural, some say he's not. So yeah, this is my tier list. What do you guys think? Let me know. It's about that time again, boys and girls. It's Dexter time. No, I'm not gonna lie, I love making these Dexter videos because, as you guys all know, I'm the #1 Dexter fanboy and the #1 Dexter glazer. Now this is part 4 to ranking these serial killers by their chances of surviving Dexter Morgan. Now wow, a part 4, to be honest, I think this would have ended at part 2, but I guess we're still here. I guess we're still here. But without further ado, before we get into this video, let me explain the tiers for you guys so you understand what I am ranking. Coming in first, we have They'd Kill Dexter, which is pretty self-explanatory. That's the top tier. Season-long kill, which basically means they're a main antagonist, like, I don't know, the Ice Truck Killer or the Trinity Killer. They're kind of in that demographic. Couple episode kill, which means it would be kind of hard for Dexter. Well, not really hard, but it's like a road bump in the road to his success. And 1-episode kill is, yeah, one and done. It's the easiest thing for Dexter. He's done this before, just a normal victim. And coming in first, we have our boy Jason Voorhees. Now, I'm going to be basing this off of Friday the 13th part 4, just because Jason is technically a human. He's essentially kind of half human and half supernatural at this point, because come on, the things bro does in this movie are just insane. Jason is not just a regular human. He's become something far more terrifying. Now, Dexter has dealt with his fair share of gigantic buff men. Pause. I'm talking about fighting. But for example, take little Chino. Yeah, he doesn't look so little, right? He's 6'8", coming in at 278 pounds of pure muscle, no fat, 6-pack and everything. Now, Jason Voorhees in part 4 is 6'4". Now, obviously, Jason would beat the crap out of little Chino in a straight up fight, but this just proves that Dexter could potentially handle Mr. Voorhees, though not in hand-to-hand combat whatsoever. Dexter would just get literally obliterated. He would be cooked. Now, Dexter would have to approach this the same way he did with little Chino. Maybe trap him first and then hit him with the M99. And he's not your typical easy to catch killer. If Dexter is going to somehow take down Jason, he'd need to dump maybe his entire collection of M99 tranquilizers into him, or honestly maybe just a few shots to the neck. But the thing is, that would knock him out temporarily. Now, let's imagine Dexter actually manages to get Jason on his table, which is, to be honest, a huge if, but let's just say he does. He's going to wake up before Dexter can even wake him up by himself, and then just strangle him and then just rip out of that plastic like nothing's happened, because you cannot restrain Jason in some plastic wrap. Maybe you can to a normal human, but Jason really isn't a normal human. So boom, we're starting off this video strong. Jason Voorhees, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Dexter is cooked even if Jason is still human. And next we have the Heart Eyes Killer from the movie Heart Eyes. Now, I actually saw this in theaters when it came out, and honestly, I really liked it. So basically, the Heart Eyes Killer is two people, Detective Shaw and her IT specialist husband, David. Now, there's also a copycat killer in the movie, but it's not the real Heart Eyes Killer. So if Dexter was put into the Heart Eyes universe, he'd essentially have to deal with 3 killers posing as the Heart Eyes Killer. To be honest, that's light work for Dexter. In my previous Dexter versus videos, I said that Dexter would beat all the ghost faces, though maybe not all at the same time. Maybe Billy and Stu at the same time. I feel like he could take them on in a 2v1 because, to be honest, they don't really have any combat skill and they're very clumsy as well. So if I genuinely believe that Dexter can take down multiple ghost faces, or probably take down every single one, then Heart Eyes is a walk in the park for Dexter. Since there are 3 killers involved here, like 2 legit and 1 copycat, it's not a one and done situation. So Dexter would need to figure out obviously who the real killers are, which means research, stalking, digging through clues, you know, the normal Dexter spiel. Now, David and Shaw may have some law enforcement access and technical skill, but let's be honest, they're very sloppy compared to Dexter's surgical precision and methodical nature. Like, it would be a hunt for Dexter, no doubt, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie, the Heart Eyes Killers deserves a couple episode kill, because keep in mind, it is 3 Heart Eyes killers, so it would definitely take Dexter a little bit time, but if it was 1 killer for Heart Eyes, it would be in 1 episode kill, easy peasy. And next we have John Carver from Thanksgiving. So John Carver is not just some mindless slasher. He plans his kills with precision and puts on a complete show. His murders are pretty gruesome and symbolic, always tied into some twisted version of the Thanksgiving holiday. He's also patient and isn't afraid to play the long game to get what he wants. Now, Carver's greatest strength is, you know, his fear. He controls towns with it and he controls people with it. Now, that works well on ordinary people or even, you know, the local law enforcement, but Dexter is far from just an ordinary normal person. He is used to going up against killers with pizzazz. Like, once Dexter starts profiling him, studying the kill patterns and his ritualistic behavior, I feel like he would get into Carver's head fast. Now, the moment he figures out the motive or identity behind the mask, it's just completely GG, game over. I would just say a couple episode kill at best, and I would put him below. Actually, since John Carver is more methodical and just has better kills and just knows what he's doing overall, I would put him over Heart Eyes. And next we have Norman Bates from Psycho, the movie in 1960. So Norman Bates is a very different kind of threat compared to Dexter's usual victims. Now, Norman is a deeply disturbed individual who suffers from dissociative identity disorder, with his quote-unquote mother persona driving him to commit the murders. But despite his dangerous tendencies that he may have, Norman Bates really isn't physically imposing, and his attacks are often impulsive rather than calculated. Now, I'll give Norman this: he's completely unpredictable and often loses control when his mother persona takes over. So in a confrontation with Dexter and Norman Bates, Dexter would definitely have the upper hand. Dexter could easily disarm Norman if the fight ever came down to a physical altercation, and in all honesty, Dexter outsmarts Norman in just every way possible. I'm not gonna lie, Norman Bates is definitely a 1 episode kill. And next we have Albert Wesker. So for this one, we're going to be using Albert Wesker before the virus, when he was still fully human, but he's still a serious problem when he's human, because we don't want to just, put Albert Wesker with his superhuman abilities against Dexter Morgan. That wouldn't really make any sense, because Dexter is human and you kind of want to make it fair. So even without Wesker's superhuman upgrades, Wesker is a top tier operative, and he is a high ranking umbrella scientist, and he knows how to manipulate people. I kind of think of him as a blend of Jason Bourne's training and Lex Luthor's mindset. I don't know why. If Dexter could infiltrate Wesker's world, maybe get, access to Umbrella's internal documents, or find a survivor of his experiments, the hunt would officially begin. However, Wesker is no fool. He's used to covering his tracks and eliminating threats before they even become a problem. So if he ever even got the slightest whiff that Dexter was onto him, it would just be completely GG right then and there. And I'm not gonna lie, with this one, I do put Wesker and they'd kill Dexter, but do I put him over Jason Voorhees? His human form, that is. Honestly, I'll put him over Jason Voorhees. This is a human form, by the way. I'm not talking about their supernatural abilities. That's a whole nother topic for another video. And next, we have Judge Holden. Now, Judge Holden is, without a doubt, one of the most disturbing figures in all of fiction that I've ever read. Like, he's not just a killer, he is the embodiment of chaos and evil. Like, I would even put him over the Joker in the chaotic realm. But then again, if you ever read the comic Joker, it's kind of it's also pretty gruesome, but they're kind of equal, I guess you could say that, but not really. I don't know, that's a topic for another video as well. But the man speaks multiple languages, he plays music, paints, and debates philosophy. But while he possesses all these sophisticated traits, he commits the most atrocities of crimes. Like, I'm talking about crazy diabolical stuff. He doesn't kill out of anger or desperation. He kills because he sees it as a fundamental part of existence. In his mind, war and violence are the true laws of the universe, and he exists above morality. Think about it. Do I really have to keep debating this? I mean, come on. 100% without a doubt, Judge Holden is killing Dexter before Dexter can even blink an eye. Dexter is getting his It's literally handed to him. Like the judge might actually stick his hand up there, grab some, and then hold it to Dexter. Like the dude's pretty crazy, man. Honestly, I wouldn't throw that out the window. I feel like he probably would. And next we have Mason from Hannibal. Now, Mason Verger is a sadist and a manipulator and a man with unlimited resources who gets his hands dirty through others, whether it's feeding someone to pigs or psychologically torturing people for fun. So Mason enjoys cruelty like it's a hobby. But here's the key difference. Mason doesn't hide what he is, just kind of how he does it. And that's dangerous. Like as I already said for other killers on this list, Dexter's code requires proof. Like I'm talking about hardcore evidence, concrete evidence that someone is a killer so he can go after them. And Mason's wealth and legal protection make that really difficult. He has a fortress of lawyers, guards, and followers. But with that being said, Dexter also has gone after powerful targets before, like people with political reach, law enforcement ties, and public personas. And also, Mason underestimates people. Like he thinks money can buy him out of any threat, but as we all know, Dexter is never after money. He's after justice. Well, I would argue that he's after justice and also for his dark passenger because he needs to kill. So I would say it's both, not just justice. Now for this one, I feel like Dexter would 100% kill him. I feel like he would find a way, but I feel like it would be a season-long kill. Next, we have our beautiful blonde-haired prince, Johann Liebert. Now, Dexter's problem would be going up against someone like Johann Liebert is again his code. But then again, while there are moments where Dexter kills without following his code, such as in self-defense or in cold blood, like when he killed that one guy in the bathroom after Rita's death, but essentially he still tries to follow his code as closely as possible. But the problem with Johann, however, is that he barely kills people directly. He's a master manipulator, often convincing people to kill others or even kill themselves. Now this is something Dexter has literally never dealt with before. Dexter's code is designed for killers who leave tangible evidence. Someone who picks up, I don't know, a knife or a gun or any weapon or anything that can leave behind clues. Johann, on the other hand, works in the shadows. He doesn't leave physical evidence or any clear pattern that Dexter can follow unless Johann wanted him to. His method of manipulation makes it nearly impossible for Dexter to gather the necessary proof to take action. But then again, let's just say Dexter does get the proof that he needs. There is no way he's killing Johann. Like Johann would probably just manipulate Dexter into committing suicide by bringing up his past. Dexter really doesn't have that good mental fortitude, to be honest. He's not really that mentally strong. He is, but then again, he's not. Because as we've seen in Dexter, remember when he went into that room full of blood? He broke down completely. If Johann uses that against him, it's GG, easy peasy. Johann is just getting in his mind and sending him off the nearest rooftop. But I would put him below Judge Holden. And next we have our boy Walter White. Now I know I used Walter in a short before, but I wanted to redo my analysis on this battle. He may not be the strongest in the room, but he's probably almost always the smartest guy in the room. Like every move he makes is backed by logic and science. Now Dexter might see Walter as a moral gray area at first. After all, Walt didn't start out killing for just the sport. He was trying to provide for his family, but over time that justification dissolved. Walt became someone who orchestrated multiple murders. That definitely puts him on Dexter's table. But the challenge is obviously Dexter getting him there. As we all know, Walter has sky-high paranoia. He doesn't trust easily, and he's always watching his back, especially later in the Breaking Bad series. Dexter would have to play it slow, maybe approach Walter under a false identity, gain his trust like he did with Arthur Mitchell, but Walter is sharp, and I feel like he would put pieces together. Like, why is this a random guy coming up to me and asking all these questions and trying to be my friend? That's kind of weird. And if he suspects anything, which I feel like he would, he's got resources and the nerve to fight back. Whether that means, you know, setting traps for Dexter to fall into, I feel like it would be a really good cat and mouse game. And honestly, I would pay money to see this series. Walter White, I feel like I'll put him at season-long kill, but I'll put him under Mason, or you could put Walter White maybe in the top of couple episode kill. But since it's Walter White, we'll put him in season-long kill, but at the end. Yeah, that makes sense. And next, we have the Zodiac Killer. Now, the Zodiac Killer has never been found, so right off the bat, this would pose as a challenge for Dexter. You know, the cryptic letters that he leaves behind and the decades of mystery. So the Zodiac Killer, no doubt, is very intelligent and he's methodical, but Dexter has proven time and time again that he can find serial killers who've slipped through the cracks for years. Take the Trinity Killer, for example. You know, he was active for decades, leaving it behind a pattern that even Special Agent Frank Lundy couldn't crack completely. And yet, Dexter not only found him, he got close to him. Trinity was hiding in plain sight. He was living a double life, and Dexter literally embedded himself right into that world without raising suspicion. Now, granted, Dexter did go off of Lundy's already well-researched analysis to get, the head start, but that doesn't take away from the fact that he did what no one else could do. He took down a legend that was in the shadows. So if Dexter can track down and eliminate someone like the Trinity Killer, who had a loving family and a clean public image and a flawless routine, then I fully believe that he could track down the Zodiac Killer too. Obviously, it wouldn't be quick though. Like, this wouldn't be a one episode takedown. This is the kind of hunt that takes a full season, in my opinion. It would involve decoding old patterns and maybe even traveling across the country. But then again, Dexter has no problem traveling across the country, as you've seen what he did for Lila West. Now, the Zodiac Killer, I would put him in season long kill. 100%, but I would put him, honestly, should I put him at the top? Honestly, I'm gonna put the Zodiac Killer at the top of season long kill, just because he's a ghost, just like the Trinity Killer. And the hardest thing is Dexter's going to have to find out who this guy is. And last but not least, we have John Wayne Gacy. And yeah, 100% he goes in one episode kill. He's basically a typical victim for Dexter. As we've already seen in Dexter, he kills a clown, kind of like John Wayne Gacy. And also, I could potentially make a part 5. I don't know. Leave your comments down below on who you would want to see in part 5, because this list was hefty. And yeah, thanks for watching. What is going on, everybody, and welcome to part 5 of Dexter versus serial killers. Now, this video is actually produced live for you guys, and I had the chat in with me as well. And I had the chat rank the characters on which characters they think Dexter could be or not. So that's kind of like the twist for part 5, and honestly, I think it was pretty funny. So without further ado, I'm gonna quit yapping and let you guys enjoy the film. First off, we have Hugo Strange. Where would you guys put Hugo Strange on this list? D-Neds, since, I mean, technically you're still a chatter too, where would you put Hugo Strange?
Guys, who the hell is Hugo Strange is the question.
So he's like a villain from Batman. He's like a main villain from Batman.
Okay. Is he tough? Like, is he really strong?
He's pretty tough. Guys, is he going in Dexter's So Cooked? Season long kill, couple episode kill? I see one cooked.
He looks tough.
Okay, so we have season long, cooked, one episode kill. Well, let me mod D-Neds too, hold on. Well,
Yeah,
okay, we have so many season longs. Okay, we'll do season long for Hugo Strange. We'll put him in season long, which kind of makes sense. This guy says one episode kill. That's crazy. Okay, William Afton, and this is the movie version, guys. This is pre-Springtrap. This is like him in his human form.
I'd say a couple episodes.
Couple episodes.
I don't know about chat. But
now William Afton honestly is, in my opinion, a pretty, like, if we're talking about Springtrap, he completely dominates Dexter, easy peasy. But with William Afton, we'll just put him in couple episode kill. Where are we putting Gru, guys? Where are we putting Gru? Are we putting Gru in cooked?
Nah, Gru.
Is Gru cooked? Well, no. Is he
be
cooking Dexter?
Yeah,
Dexter's
I think he
cooked?
could be cooking Dexter, bro.
Everyone's
smart.
saying cooked.
Yeah,
Too much
put him
ore.
there, bro.
Okay, Dexter is so cooked. Next, we have the front man from Squid Game. Now, honestly, with this,
Interesting.
this could either be season long kill or Dexter is cooked, because this guy, bro, the amount of resources this guy has is insane. And also, he lives on an island where low-key nobody knows where it's at all.
Season long for sure.
So where are we putting the front man, guys? I'm seeing people are saying Dexter is cooked.
He's got a hella resources.
Season long? How will Dexter even track down the main man in the Squid Game? That's what I'm saying. I don't even know how.
Insane.
Damn, and Divine is saying front man is weak. One episode?
Oh, nah, no way.
I have a lot of mixed emotions about that. The front man is a bum. Fodder man. Season long kill, one episode. Season long? Okay, we'll do season long. That kind of makes sense. Come on. That kind of makes sense. Now we have Anton Chigurh. Now you guys all know where I stand with Anton Chigurh. You guys all know how I feel about Anton Chigurh. He would cook Dexter 100%.
The Basher, bro.
But a lot of people in my chat, they also say, like, under my comments, they're always like, wait, Anton Chigurh is like a season long kill or a couple episode kill. But honestly, I don't think so. I think he'll cook Dexter. Dexter is cooked as well, season long, cooked well. Honestly, I'm putting him as cooked. Or do we put him over Gru? Do we put Anton over Gru? Or do we leave Anton right there?
Gru's a scientist, bro.
Yeah, Gru has some crazy, Gru has some crazy gadgets. And next we have Dexter Morgan from New Blood. which you guys are probably wondering,
Oh.
bro, why is Dexter from New Blood even on this tier list? But the thing is, this is kind of Dexter out of his prime. So honestly, it kind of makes sense. New Blood
Season
Dexter.
long.
This guy just said New Blood Dexter one shots with his pinky, no difficulty. Really? You think New Blood Dexter one taps prime Dexter? Honestly, this might be an
Still
unpopular
tough.
opinion. I think he might be a couple episode kill for prime Dexter though.
Okay.
Think
maybe.
about it.
Okay,
And they're like in like
maybe.
the first, who was his first kill in New Blood? It was that one guy. It was like the son of
A
something.
little
And he,
teenager guy.
remember, he went in to buy a gun and everything. That was his first kill. And then he
Yeah,
killed a deer. And then he was like, "Don't kill these deers." It was kind of sloppy.
Yeah,
like he
yeah,
left a
yeah.
lot of blood.
That's true. I could actually see that.
So do we?
Sense.
We put him at season long, bottom of season long.
Because you can't do Dexter like that. Come on, we gotta glaze him, bro.
Okay, we'll put New
Come
Blood.
on.
Okay, now we have David McCall, which is basically Joe Goldberg's father. Where do we put this guy? Or honestly, it's not even. That's not even fair.
Yeah,
That's not even fair. Is it? You guys think this is a good one? Cause bro, David McCall is feetless. This guy is buns. I'm not gonna
Exactly.
lie, this guy is buns. Not even close on McCall. Yeah, 100%. It's not even a close fight whatsoever. Okay, next we have Ted Bundy. I don't know the whole entire lore about Ted Bundy, but
I don't know.
did
I'd
he
say
not
maybe a
get
couple
caught and then he
episodes.
got
No.
caught by doing like some stupid stuff?
I wouldn't say he's season long. Like
No.
he's not no Trinity, but
Yeah.
like he's probably a couple of episodes. Cause yeah, you're right. He didn't get caught for a while. Like he went on for quite a while. That's crazy.
Someone said Dexter's so cooked up against Ted Bundy. I don't know
No
about that.
way. No way. He's like a lesser version of like Joe Goldberg in my opinion.
Dexter slams
like-
easily. Yeah, he low-key does. But the thing is couple episode kill? I think that's what a lot of people are saying. Maybe a couple episode. Dexter gets him in a few episodes. He's no Trinity. Trinity negs Dexter too. So like, and next we have Red John. Now, for my Mentalist fans, if you know, you know. Red John wins, not gonna lie. Red John one taps. Red one taps.
Red John one
boom.
taps.
We'll put him over Anton. Does that sound good right here, guys? Over Anton? Okay. Next, we have the GOAT himself. The absolute spaz. Like, if you even look him at the wrong way, he is going to go ballistic. Where do we put this boy? Tuco has a lot of resources also. He does. Actually, he does. Tuco one episode. Tuco's fodder. Tuco is a couple episodes similar to Lil Chino. Fodder.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Okay, so couple episode. We'll put him
Yeah,
over.
definitely.
Honestly, we'll put him at the top. I mean, Tuco maybe Loki has the potential to be season long though, right?
No way.
No way, you don't think so? I mean,
Dexter is so much smarter than him.
Tuco is a Skinner victim trust. Dude, I hate
Low-key,
Skinner. That is the
maybe.
worst villain in Dexter. Okay, next we have Art the Clown. No, okay, but this is pre-Demon Art the Clown. This is pre-Immortals. This is not episode 1. This is the first movie. Before and at the end of the first movie, he became a demon. So where do we put Art the Clown in his human form?
He's pretty tall, right?
Yeah, he's 6
think
foot
he's really tall.
6'3", but he's like 130 pounds or something like that. He's
Exactly.
very skinny.
So
and he has like
without
literally
his powers.
no, he literally has no hand-to-hand combat whatsoever.
Yeah. All right. One episode, definitely.
Yeah, this is one episode.
Definitely.
Then it
That's fair.
said episode 1 arts. Yeah, episode 1 art is very sloppy, and he got beat by women too. D-Nats, honestly, I'm gonna let you introduce this one. This is your man.
Oh my God, we got the man Rick Grimes, the face of the Walking Dead, the GOAT.
Where do we put the GOAT of the Walking
does he
Dead?
go?
Rick Grimes. Honestly, before the
bro.
chat decides, what do you decide?
It's hard to like.
is your
say
profile
because
picture.
He's in exactly. It's hard to say though because he's in an apocalypse and he is like a good guy, so it'd be hard to imagine Dexter going for him. But if it's him post CRM, I definitely think it might be season long, maybe somewhere near the front man. But
Season long,
I don't
okay.
know. What does the chat think? What is it? Because he's pretty tough.
Dude, people
like,
are saying
towards the
couple episode kill for Rick. I have
no
3 people
way.
saying that.
No way.
Yeah, I have 3 people.
No way, guys. Take into consideration his martial arts training after the CRM. If y'all haven't watched that, he's trained in martial arts, bro.
And dude, isn't
One
he good with
F.
weapons as well too?
He is. He's great, bro. He has to shoot to survive constantly.
And Dexter really isn't that good with guns. So like, in this situation, if Rick has a gun,
yeah.
I mean, like, let's be real.
Like, bro, he's tough. Like, he's definitely like, see, Rick one shots. You see, we got people hyping him up. It's really like here and there.
11 Dio said depends on the season we're talking about for Rick Grimes.
Primer Grimes is like pretty much him after the CRM, honestly. He like actually got trained in martial arts. He was literally recruited into the army. So I would say he's literally like maybe near frontman, if we're being honest. Okay. And he has to constantly like survive in an apocalyptic world. Okay, so he has like that mentality.
Yeah, now people are saying season long kill. Okay. And next we have the other GOAT, Negan. Even with his infamous bat. What is that called? It's not just called the bat. It's a special name for it. Right? Lucille.
He calls it Lucille.
So imagine if Negan has Lucille with him. I mean, like, I'm not gonna lie, in a close quarter combat with Lucille and just Dexter's hands and his M99. We'll give Dexter's M99. M99 versus a bat with, isn't that barbed wire on it?
Yeah.
Negan one
tap. The thing is, though, I'd put him personally somewhere near the top of couple episode kills because he's not like necessarily strong. The bat carries him a lot, but he's kind of like, you know, he's not that strong. So I think that Dexter could easily outmaneuver his bat swings and then bang M99 him and it's over.
Okay,
so it wouldn't be like he's crazy OP.
Where are we putting Negan? Are we putting him at the top of couple episode kill?
I'd put him at the top of couple episodes because he's still tough, so I can't like do him like that, put him in like lower, so I think that's fair, honestly.
And next we have Sam and Dean Winchester. Where are we putting the GOATs? The guys who kill demons, vampires, gods, werewolves, angels, archangels, Lucifer. They even killed God. Where do we put Sam and Dean Winchester? I think this
ain't a fair matchup.
Where do we put Sam and Dean, boys? I think I could just answer it for the chat. I'll answer this one for the chat. Not even close. Come on. Yeah, we'll put him at the absolute top. We'll even put him above Gru. Even though Gru actually is pretty OP. But these guys, they kill gods. So I mean, like, it's literally not even fair. Honestly, who is this guy? I can't see him. Guys, where are we putting this unknown character? Where are we putting Tyler Durden? Now, keep in mind, Tyler Durden has, well, this guy is trained.
Might be one episode kill, I ain't gonna lie. Like,
really?
He's tough. He can fight. But, like, in what context are we putting him in, though? Like, I'm like...
Yeah, true. He's not even real.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's not even
exactly.
real. Let's pretend he is. Because then again, to even get to Tyler Durden, you have to get through everybody that's under him.
Okay, that's mean. I'll put him... I would put him at like somewhere in couple episode kills. Definitely not one episode.
I'm getting a lot of season long. I'm getting a lot of
season long.
I mean, just because of the resources he has, but maybe in a 1v1, I think it's pretty easy.
In a 1v1, it's a different situation, but
okay, we'll say season long, but we'll put him at the ends. Honestly, but then again, if you look at Tyler Durden and Negan, like I think Negan would slam Tyler Durden. Am I right or am I wrong?
Nah, it's like if he has his bat, of course, but like hand to hand, Tyler might win against Negan, like with no weapons and
okay, we'll put him at end of season long, and we have Billy Butcher, the guy who literally goes up against Soups. Where do we put Billy Butcher? Billy wins no contest.
Definitely somewhere at the top of season long.
Is he getting cooked?
Near that.
Cooked. Yeah, honestly, he does get cooked. But where do we put him, guys? Where do we put Billy Butcher? Do we put him over Gru, Red John, Anton?
Boy, Dexter Morgan.
We'll put him right there. I think that makes sense. And next we have Jeffrey Dahmer.
Sure.
I mean, like, come on, guys. This one's a pretty easy one. He gets slammed. And next we have Rick Sanchez from Rick and Morty. Where do you guys put Rick? Mr. Rick.
He's smart.
The absolute genius. This guy is a scientist. This guy creates the most insane technology you've ever seen in your entire life.
Might be cooked.
But then again,
no.
But then again, hand-to-hand combat doesn't even really make like a difference when Rick has just like so many gadgets.
It's over.
This is beyond overkill. But do we put Rick over Sam and Dean? Because Sam and Dean probably kill people like Rick Sanchez.
I'd put him above Gru. He's definitely like better than Gru.
100% above Gru. Okay, next we have Two-Face from The Dark Knight. Now, this is not like the comic version or Arkhamverse. This is just from The Dark Knight strictly. And honestly, I don't think Two-Face from The Dark Knight movie really is that much of a crazy character. Like, I don't...
Probably above Bundy, if I'm being honest. Like, just looking at the list.
Couple episodes. Top of season long kill. Season long. Really? One episode kill?
It really depends on how you view
one episode.
What he's getting cheesed. I think you're right.
People are saying one episode. There's like 4 people who said 1 episode. Wow.
That's kind of crazy.
Okay, I guess we're putting him in 1 episode. Hey, I'm letting you guys decide, not me. And next we have The Terminator. Come on, this shouldn't even be a question whatsoever. Gets cooked, not even close. Terminator solos. Cooked if he has to be put on the table. Bro's dead. I think... Ooh, someone said season-long kill for The Terminator. Oh, wait, we'll put Terminator... Where do we put Terminator? Above Billy? Above... Yeah, someone said above Billy.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And next we have The Punisher. I mean, like, this one also is kind of overkill. Where do we put The Punisher? Where do we put Frank and Dexter So Cooked?
Oh, I don't know Red John, but I'd put him above Anton probably. I don't know about Butcher.
Yeah, honestly...
Definitely above Anton.
No. I think he's right here. I think... Is this controversial? I think Frank kind of beats the... No, actually, no, I can't. That's actually... I take that back.
He's tough. He's tough, though.
Frank does not kill the Terminator at all. I don't think so. I think I just trolled by saying that.
Dude, Diddy versus Dex? Oh, hell no.
Okay, yeah, guys, where would you put Mr. Diddy on this list?
Hell no.
Let's just pretend we have him. Where would y'all put him? Jack is a Demon, so couple episode? Okay, I'm getting a lot of couple episodes. Where do we put? We'll put him over Ted. Over Ted.
For sure.
Next we have the man, the myth, the legend, Gus Fring.
Like, hand to hand, he is pretty cooked if we're being honest, but he's highly intelligent, so putting it into a certain context, he'd probably be somewhere in season long, maybe above Tyler Durden or Dexter Newblood, because his smartness definitely outruns any of his physical features, if that makes sense.
There's a lot of season longs. Yeah, literally everybody's
definitely
typing top. Someone said top of season long for Gus Fring. I don't know about top of season long.
I don't know. Because he's smart, but he has no hand-to-hand, so...
Gus Fring versus Dexter could go either way. I put him in at least season-long kill. Low season long. People are saying low.
That's fair.
Next we have Mike Ehrmantraut.
Bro, okay, he's actually, like, really good hand-to-hand, bro. Like, he's insane. And he's pretty smart, too, if you, like, think about it. So maybe people are gonna argue that he cooks Dex. Couple of episode kills is crazy, bro. Y'all know how fucked Mike washes. Exactly. He's tough, bro.
So does Mike cook Dexter? Is that what we're saying?
He's a unit.
Mike washes.
Yeah, I don't think he could. He
maybe could. Dexter is cooked. Okay, people are saying Mike Ehrmantraut.
I'd put him maybe at the bottom of cooked. I'd put him at the bottom of he'd cook Dexter.
Really? Okay, yeah, honestly.
He's tough.
You guys are ranking it. Okay, we'll do that. Huh.
Michael from Prison Break? I've never watched the show, but I heard he's smart as hell. And he has, like, physical features that make me think he's able to kind of handle himself in regular hand-to-hand combat. So... I don't know, maybe season long, right, guys? Like, I'm seeing
Michael Scofield is below Red John 100%. Really?
Oh,
I don't.
Damn.
Michael Scofield kills Dexter?
Nah, I don't think that. Season long is valid. I'm seeing that. I think
season long.
No way.
Michael Scofield is above Terminator?
No way.
Damn, a lot of people are saying cooked.
That's insane.
Am I saying Scofield wrong? Schofield? Michael Scofield. I'm not good at pronouncing names, bro. A lot of people are saying cooked, but a lot of people are saying top of season long. So honestly, since it's a 50-50, we'll have to meet in the middle.
Sleeping on him. Watch Prison
Break. I mean, since you guys are ranking it, sure. We'll put him in Dexter's cooked.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I take that back. Next, we have Walter White.
I would say putting him at the top of season... yeah, I'd say putting him at the top of season long maybe is valid. I don't know about that Hugo Strange guy. He looks pretty tough, though, so... Definitely above Gus Fring. He's smarter than Gus. Maybe above Rick?
With Walter White, it just depends if he has help from Gus. Then I put Walter at season long. But if Gus is dead at this point, then a couple episode kills. People are saying season long. Some people are saying couple episode. Honestly,
that's insulting.
I think season long. I think we're getting more season longs. I'll put him at season long, but I'll put him above. Should I put him above Gus? Actually, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Okay, Walter above Rick. Oh my God, people are saying above Rick.
Could be above Rick. I wouldn't be too mad with that, honestly.
And then other people are saying not below Rick. Top of season long. People are saying top of season long. Well, one person.
He is smart, bro. He is really
honestly
smart.
Would it be a peak season? Let's just put him at the top.
Yeah.
You guys want him at the top. Next we have Johann Liebert. What about Johann Liebert? I think it's Liebert, or it could be Liebert. I actually have no idea, bro. Names are so hard to pronounce, bro. You can't always get it right. Dexter is cooked, but Johann is arguably below Red John. Season long? Above Mike? Put Michael above Terminator. His IQ is 200. I mean, this is your
No
list,
way.
guys. This is your list.
Insane.
Do I put Michael above Terminator?
He solos.
I mean, this is your guys. This is your list, not mine. I'm letting y'all decide. And then yeah, Johan Cooks. I'll put Johan probably. Well, where do you guys want to put Johan? No, Schofield below Anton. Bro. Okay,
God.
people are saying no. Okay, we'll put him back. Okay, we'll put Johan below Red John.
It's a crazy shout.
Okay,
Crazy
next we have Sideshow Bob. This was recommended from two people in my Discord called Zenith and Beam. So what do you guys think about Sideshow Bob?
I mean,
Is he OP?
I struggle to remember him, but I remember him being very sneaky. Like he'd be able to like get out of situations, and I don't know. He used to piss me off because he was so sneaky when I was young.
Yeah, people are saying who in chat.
Who?
People are saying
Yeah, he's
who.
very forgettable.
Okay,
I mean,
we'll
like
just
it's
put
the
it. People are
Simpsons.
saying not even close at all. One episode. Two.
No. Damn. Okay.
Oh,
maybe.
what? I'll
Maybe
put
I'm
him-
tweaking.
I don't know who that is. Solos. Not even close at all. One episode kill.
No one knows who
Yeah,
this
no one
is.
knows who this guy is. Whole new tier for bro. When it okay, we'll just put him in.
When it comes to Bart.
At this. I don't know. Okay, next we have Jesse Pinkman. Where are we putting Jesse Pinkman? We have so many people in Cooked. Jesse's
Nah,
one-
look, you're not wrong. You're not wrong for that. Like he went through so much by the end of Breaking Bad. If you think about it, you're not wrong for that. I agree.
Someone says Art the Clown is over Dexter. This is Art the Clown in human form. But if it was Art the Clown immortal, he'd probably be right below Sam and Dean. But we had to put him here. Below Frontman? Jesse Pinkman below Frontman? Below Tuco? People say below Tuco.
Yeah.
Couple
yeah.
episode. Okay, we'll put him there. Where do we put Chucky?
Jeez.
Now this guy is supernatural. I mean, Dexter
For
could
sure.
probably kill Chucky, but then he would just keep coming back and coming back. Like Dexter would have to like do some like magic to like literally keep Chucky from like completely stopping. That's like a job for Sam and Dean Winchester.
Oh yeah.
Okay, we'll put Chucky at the top of season long. That's what people are saying. What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Now today in this video we will be ranking video game killers, their chances on surviving Dexter. Now I know from just looking at the bottom of the list there are not a lot of characters in this video. That's because I want to make a part 2 of this video with your favorite video game killers that you would want to see in a part 2, and it'll be a very big video that I want to make. So before we jump into this video, I want to explain the tiers for you guys so you understand what's going on. So coming in at the best tier is impossible for Dexter to take them down. That just means that there's no possible way for Dexter to take down these characters because of their superhuman strength or just their ability to defy reality in that sense. They would kill Dexter, which means Dexter would maybe have a chance, but I feel like those characters would get to him first just because they're not living on this earth not to be caught. They're living on this earth to kill. Dexter would be challenged, which basically means this is a 50-50. He could possibly kill them or they could possibly kill him. It would take some time. Yes, Dexter could kill them, but it would take some time. And they're on Dexter's table 100% is, that just means, yeah, Dexter's a 100% getting them. Now, let me start off with the antagonist from Hatred. This is basically the main character that you play in the game called Hatred. And if you do know what the game Hatred is, bro, you are so based. This game is amazing. And I kind of sound like a psychopath for even saying that this game is so great because this game is so messed up. And there's no real specific name for this character. He goes by different aliases and everything, like Death Incarnate, which he literally is Death Incarnate. So in the game, the antagonist literally commits mass genocide. He literally kills anybody in sight, no matter who they are. He's basically Anton's father. He would 100% kill Dexter. But I wouldn't say that it's impossible for Dexter to take him down because Dexter would still have a tiny shot as in there's a probability that he could kill him, but you can't put him in impossible because he's not a superhuman. He's literally just a human. Michael from GTA 5. Now I made a short video on this saying that Dexter could get him on his table, but I said it would be very hard because Michael has all the resources at his disposal. If you've ever played GTA 5, I mean, this guy guy has done crazy things that defy reality, and that wouldn't realistically happen. Like, he's pulled off some of the craziest heists ever. I mean, just to name some heists just off the top of my head, the Baru heist, that was crazy. The Merryweather heist, bro, they've gotten helicopters and submarines. Like, bro, they have everything. It's just crazy the amount of resources these guys have. And also, Lester's just OP. I mean, like, what? But then again, if we look at it, Michael isn't superhuman as well. And also, yes, he is crazy, and he's also intelligent too. He would probably kill Dexter, but the thing is, he's also pretty clumsy. I mean, he's kind of an alcoholic as well, and he's not, I don't really know how to explain it, sophisticated. He's not as sophisticated as Dexter. He's not. The best way to explain it is he likes to indulge, which makes him vulnerable. And Michael also has a reputation to uphold. Like, Michael doesn't want to be caught either, but I would put him at Dexter would be challenged, because Dexter's whole thing is he waits for you when you least expect it and then gets you. And Michael, after a long day of doing crazy heists, goes back, indulges in some booze, gets drunk, and when he's secluded, he'll just M99 him. And that's why he's in the 50-50 category, because it could go either way. Now, Boba Fett from Battlefront 2. Now, Boba Fett is one of the best bounty hunters in Star Wars. Like I'm saying, this guy goes toe to toe with literal force users. He is very OP, and I don't see Dexter getting this guy on his table whatsoever. But I also really don't want to put him in the impossible task, because he is human then again. So there is then again the slightest chance that Dexter could kill him, even though it would be very unlikely. I would have to put him over the antagonist, just because this tab right here, the impossible for Dexter to take them down. When I mean impossible, I say that there's no probability at all. And that's where Michael Myers comes in. There is no way that Dexter Morgan is going to kill Michael Myers. This guy is supernatural, and this guy does not die at all. Now, since we're talking about the video game versions of these characters, now some of these characters do happen to show up in movies and animated series, but they also have video game aspects to them, and this is Dead by Daylight Michael Myers. Yeah, Dexter is never surviving Tombstone Myers with Perma Tier 3. Okay, yeah, no way. If you've ever gone against a Tombstone Myers with Perma Tier 3, that is the most sweatiest thing you can do on Dead by Daylight. Now, yes, the killer also isn't the best killer in the game, but it is definitely annoying. But you can't deny that that makes the game 100% sweaty, and it just makes it enjoyable for the survivors. Next, we have William Afton. Now, this is William Afton in human form. I'm not going to be putting him as the Springtrap form, because Springtrap form, he would be 100% impossible for Dexter to take down. But since this is just William Afton, the human form, I do think that Dexter has a chance of killing him. But I don't think it would be 100%. I think it would definitely take a lot of time, because the video game version of William Afton in Five Nights at Freddy's, his identity, no one even knows what he really looks like. And I feel like with enough time, Dexter could take William Afton out. Joker from Arkham Asylum. Now, Joker from Arkham Asylum is one of the most OP depictions of Joker in motion picture, like in video games, animated series, and movies. Now, there are comic versions of Joker that are more OP than Arkham Asylum Joker, and the reason why I say it's impossible, because let's be real, what is Dexter going to do against Titan Joker? So just for that alone, I'm going to have to put him even over Michael Myers, because I don't even think Michael Myers could take that on. Now, we have Arthur Morgan from Red Dead Redemption. Now, I would put him over Michael, and Dexter would be challenged, because this is a 50-50, and now let me explain why. If you put Arthur Morgan in the early 2000s where Dexter is based, I think Dexter would get him on his table, no doubt. But if you put Dexter back in Arthur's time, Arthur wins, no doubt. And last but not least, we have Albert Wesker. Now, if I'm following this entire list, because I've been putting every single person from this list in their prime, I mean, I guess you could say William Afton's prime is him in Springtrap, but like that's two different forms. But then again, Joker has two different forms, the Titan and himself as the Joker. So maybe I kind of just completely contradicted myself, but basically not, because I mean, but then again, I'm not, because William Afton turns into Springtrap when he dies. So he basically, what, essence transferred himself? His soul was one with the animatronics. So that's technically not. So that's technically another version of William. Albert Wesker would be impossible again, because when Wesker injected himself with the virus, he became superhuman basically, and he technically is the same person because he didn't die. But for Wesker, I feel like I would have to put him at the top for impossible, just because of what he can do. I mean, he can dodge bullets like Neo from the Matrix. Michael Myers can't do that. He eats bullets for breakfast. I mean, he gets back up after he eats them. But Wesker, on the other hand, super everything. He's superhuman, super strength, can dodge bullets. And by the way, I'm not talking about the Dead by Daylight version of him. I'm talking about the actual Resident Evil video game series from him. Yeah, he's really OP. So yeah, this is my list. What do you guys think? Is it a W or L? Also, leave in the comments down below what other video game characters you want to see me talk about.